Hey, friends, welcome back to an episode of Notes from the Edge. I am your host, Lisa Lacy, and this is the space we talk about the things we should have been talking about the whole time. Guess what? You ain't talking about it, but we're gonna. And today's guest, Renee Carbone Fleming, has an amazing story that I think is going to inspire so many people. She is an award winning entrepreneur, author, podcast host herself, and founder of the Badass Queen movement. After experiencing, check this out, bankruptcy and the end of her marriage, she rebuilt her life and business from the ground up. She went on to develop a multi-million dollar brand empire and spend more than 11 years building a direct sales organization that has generated over $13 million. Guys, from the ground up, started from scratch. She can do it. You can do it. And she's going to tell us how today. Along with that, she recruited, trained, and scaled a team of over 400 people. She is the creator of the Watch Me method. I dig this. 5 principles operating system for women who are ready to stop seeking permission. I bet she's going to talk about that a lot today and begin building through decisive action. So we're going to let her tell us about her Watch Me method, but she is an unapologetically badass podcast host, author of 3 books, including Watch Me, the Business Philosophy for Women Who Move Without Permission. Renee, oh my goodness. Welcome to Notes from the Edge. How are you, my friend?
Thank you so much. What an intro. I think I'm going to need to record that and play that back in those moments where, we're ready to throw the towel in again.
When you doubt yourself, it's always better for somebody to do it for you.
Yes, exactly. Oh my God, that was amazing. Thank you so much. I'm thrilled to be on.
Well, thank you so much. And I got to tell you, I am booked up with podcast guests because this thing just lit on fire. But I've so been looking forward to this one because I think there's so many women out there that really, really, really need your message. So before you became the Badass Queen, let's start from where you were in bankruptcy. It was the end of your marriage. It was a collapse of life as you knew it. So what where what was the pivot? Because there has to be a pivot, right? A moment where you go, this is not going to be my life. Yeah. I'm going to do something different. Where was that? What was that? Talk to us.
Yeah. So, that all happened over time. And when, we all go through ish in life, right? And it's what we learn from it. How do we grow from it? And what do we do with it? So, but I was performing. And I think a lot of women will recognize this version of themselves. I performed being okay. I performed being strong. I performed having all the answers because I thought if people knew how really scared I was, they would think that I failed. So when my marriage ended, when I had to rebuild my life, back when I went through a bankruptcy, I was just exhausted from pretending everything was fine. And the turning point really wasn't some dramatic movie moment. It was realizing that I was actually spending more energy protecting other people's perception of me rather than actually building the life I wanted.
That's good.
I finally thought, if they're going to judge me anyway, might as well judge the real me, right? And so
we're so concerned about what other people think, and most of them are not where we want to be anyway. So
exactly. And that's when Badass Queen was born, not because I suddenly became fearless. It was because I was just more committed to my future than I was to protecting my image.
I love that. I love it. And other people's feelings, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Because and I think for a lot of women, there comes a time in our life where we go, you know what? I have got to put myself first or I'm not going to survive this thing.
Yeah.
And that's a very selfless act because when we are full and we are pouring from an overflowing cup, people get 110% of us. But when we are pouring from exhaust, or you said it, the performance is exhausting.
Yeah. Yeah.
and
And
collapse is inevitable in some area.
yeah, at 1000%. And this is it's such an important conversation to bring to light, because so often we lessen ourselves. We're small, and we do put this performance on. And I think, like my audience, a lot of women I talk to are women over 40, right? And
Mhm.
I'm 56 right now. So we speak from experience. But I think
Mhm.
what's important about these conversations is also to share this with the younger generation. I share
Yeah.
this with the kids because they need to see that they don't need to perform. And I think, through the generations, the whole, kids should be seen and not heard, like all of those things stay with you, and it goes and it passes through generations. So I think it's really important to be honest with the younger generation, the younger women, and share what we've gone through so that they learn and, understand us more is an important thing. And, not make the same, I can't say mistakes, because I don't think life is like full of mistakes. It's lessons.
Yeah.
But perhaps they can learn something from our lessons so that they don't feel the pressure of performing.
Or we can save them 20 years of trauma, right? I mean, we can save them
Yeah.
20 years of trauma if
Yeah.
you just, and it sounds so simple. Just be yourself and live the life and build the life
Yeah.
that you want, despite what other people think. Or because, talk to me about this. People are going to misunderstand us anyway, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
look at that, and we don't owe them that explanation. They're going to
Mhm.
misunderstand us, right? And that's okay. That's on them, right? And
Yeah.
so that whole thing became my watch me, right? So the watch me method begins with withdraw from explanation.
Oh, I love that.
That
There's
right there,
so much power in that.
right? Um, it's withdraw from explanation. It's act before approval. It's take up space publicly. It's
Mhm.
commit without consensus, and it's hold a vision when no one else does. Those
Mm.
that became everything, every fiber of my being. And it didn't come from necessarily proving people. It was me wanting to ensure that those that underestimated me, the best years they thought were behind me, you know, the people who doubted my decisions,
Mhm,
the people who silently rooted for me to stay small because it made them comfortable.
mhm.
And, I wrote watch me on Post-it notes, and I put that all over my office. And it became the promise of the woman that I promised myself I'd become.
Ugh,
So
I
when
love
I
that.
released that energy of, started off from revenge, but it became a purpose. And,
Yeah,
it's not, watch me isn't proving anything to anyone. It's about really keeping the promises to myself.
I love that. Commitments to ourselves.
Yeah.
So set goals for ourselves
Yeah.
and go over those again because those are pretty top notch. Because I don't think when we're on autopilot,
Yeah.
when we're in survival mode, we don't realize how much we explain ourselves. Like I used to, when I'd cancel a doctor's appointment, I'm getting charged for it because I was late cancel. I'd have to go into a whole long explanation, but cancel the doctor's appointment. I mean, that's how much explaining I would do. So go over those one more time because I think they're so important.
Yes. So watch me is withdraw from explanation, act
Mhm.
before approval, take up space publicly, commit
Mm,
without consensus, and hold the vision when no one else does.
to yourself. Yeah,
To
to
yourself, right?
yourself. I
Because
love that.
we have one life to live, right? And we have to be committed to what we want, our goals, and that withdraw from explanation is really important because you touched on that. We've been conditioned to believe being nice means being available for everyone's opinion, right?
That's great. Yes. Yeah.
we know that we experience
I
it.
am no longer available for your opinion. Brilliant.
I am no longer available for that, right? As women, we tend to explain, just like you said.
Yes,
We-
everything.
Women
Defend
explain,
everything.
men announce.
They
Think
do,
about
don't
that,
they?
right?
They do.
So,
Yeah.
how many times do we hear women say, "I'm so sorry, but," or we say things like, "I hope this makes sense. I know this
Mhm.
probably sounds crazy," and I still sometimes catch myself doing this, right?
Oh, the sorry. The I'm sorry for
I'm
drawing breath. I'm sorry I
I'm
exist.
sorry. Somebody else cancels the appointment and you're like, "I'm sorry." What the fuck am
Yeah.
I sorry for? Ooh,
We
no.
can cuss on here. It's good.
Okay, okay, hence
Yeah.
the badass
We
queen.
just
That's
throw
how
the
you know.
F-bombs. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yes, we're constantly asking permission before we even speak.
We do.
And, every explanation invites negotiation. Every apology lowers our authority. But when you know who you are, every fiber of your being, you don't need a committee vote.
That's it right there.
Yep.
Because when I was drowning, I had all the six-figure income and the career and the perfect veneer, but I was still miserable behind the scenes because I didn't know who I was and I
Yeah.
didn't like that person.
Yeah.
I dig who I am now. I love my own company. I enjoy myself very,
Yep.
very much. And
Yep.
when you can do that, life shifts for you exponentially
Yes.
in all arenas, relationships and your bank account, and
Yeah.
you're doing the job you love, and you're loving on the people that you love, care about, and serve so much more because you truly are available to them by conscious choice with intention, right?
Absolutely. And that's the thing is, being that badass queen, you can still be kind. I mean, you're
Yeah.
still compassionate, but
Yeah.
through all of this, we just don't owe everyone an explanation for becoming the women we were meant to become.
Yeah, for our existence. I love that. So your reinvention began with those two words, watch me, and you'd put it on post-its.
Yeah.
When did that come? Was it originally just like you guys have counted me out and I'm not going to be counted out?
That came from, me having to reinvent myself post divorce. I had to figure out what was the next chapter going to look like. And when I started my business, again, a lot of people were um, probably rooting for me to fail or
Mhm.
not believing that I could do it.
Yeah.
And, I'm Italian and Portuguese and I'm pretty damn stubborn. And, I was like, "Ugh, no, I've never done this before, but I have
I'll
to
figure it out.
I'll figure everything is figure outable, first of all, right? And I
Yes, and
know,
say yes. If an
yes,
opportunity presents, say yes, figure it out later. You can figure it out.
absolutely. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what's the worst thing that's gonna happen? Okay,
Mhm.
if I did fail, but I don't even like to think about that. I'm just like, no, I refuse to subscribe to that. It's not gonna happen. I will figure it out and I will build it. I know the one person that I can count on in this world is me.
I love that. I
So
love that. So, why do you feel like those words are so powerful? Withdraw from explanation. The W, that's the starting place of your
yeah,
method. And I think that's the most powerful one because that's where it begins. And
yeah,
observation is not neutral. That's quantum physics, quantum mechanics. The minute you observe, because see, I didn't realize I was explaining my existence to
yeah.
people. I didn't realize I was asking permission to draw breath from people. What's one of the first things with your clients that you do in terms of that W, withdraw from explanation, and what's some amazing things you see happen for women when they do that?
That's a great question. So, one thing that I love sharing, and this helps women overcome explaining themselves, is we get very clear on exactly what they want out of their
Mm,
business, their life. What exactly do you want your life to look like, for instance, in 1 year?
I love
And,
that.
I love manifesting and I love, putting it on boards and having all of the stuff. But what I challenge everyone to do is not only write everything down, like literally, how do you want your life to feel? How do you want to spend your days, your weeks? How many clients do you want? How many, how much income do you want to earn? What's the revenue look like? Do you want multiple streams? Are you traveling? Where are you going? Who are you going with? Think about that. If you're going to the beach, like sit there and like think of the smell of the ocean or whatever this is. And I want them to write it down, visualize it, and sit with it. And then once they do that, I have them pull out their voice memo on their phone and I have them record it as if it already happened.
Oh, I love that exercise. So you're like doubling down on it, girl. You're like,
it's like, this is a done deal. So when you record your future self, you didn't achieve it yet, but you play that every freaking morning. I play that every morning, part of my miracle morning, no fail. So even on those days where, as entrepreneurs, there are tons of days that we want to throw the towel in.
Yes, I don't think people realize that.
No, they don't. They see all the shiny, they see the good, but I play that every single morning. And when I hear myself and the excitement, and as if I've already done it, I'm like, oh my God, what a life I live. But that gives me, that's that withdraw from explanation. I don't owe anybody an explanation. This is the life that I am building. This is the life I am living. And this is why I'm doing what I'm doing every single day.
I love it. I love it because there's so many women out there stuck right now.
Yes.
Yeah, there's so many women out there stuck. So you talk about the approval tax. What does waiting to be understood, because we're always going to be misunderstood by somebody, or supported or validated, actually cost a woman not only in her career, but income and even her identity?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the approval tax, it's expensive. It can cost promotions. It costs businesses that never get started. It costs books that never get written. It costs relationships we stay in way too long. It costs opportunity, right? We've all been there. It costs opportunities that we talk ourselves out of. And eventually it can cost our identity, because every time we ask someone else whether we're ready, we're handing them the pen to write our story. So the women who change their lives aren't necessarily the most confident, but they're the women who stop asking for permission.
Because nobody's going to get it.
No,
Especially if our dreams are big, 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 right?
Absolutely. I mean, you ask, somebody in your family who, works a 9 to 5, they've been in that job and you're saying, I'm going to build a wine brand. They're like, you are batshit crazy. Why would you do that? Go get a job, get a pension,
work till you die.
Work till you die, and it's like, I can't learn from you, and that's okay. Like, we're on different paths. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
But you really need to surround yourself also with like-minded people that are going in places that you want to go to. I do not want to be the smartest person in the room. No way. I want to surround myself with people that know a hell of a lot more than I do, so that I can learn from them and I can apply some of their trainings and teachings into my world and my business.
You're bringing up a very valid point, my friends. Get support underneath you. Get a transformational coach. That was the change for me in terms of forward momentum. And I talk about this a lot in here. I went through all the therapies, name an acronym in the clinical therapeutic arena. I did it. And I still wasn't feeling so great. And then I got a transformational coach. And because we are so focused on moving people forward, that's what the pivotal change for me was. So my friends out there, get support, because sometimes it just takes another person that has your back,
right,
that can show you a different perspective that you're not able to see, and can see things in yourself that you may not be ready or able to see yet. So absolutely, I forget who said it, but you become like the people you surround yourself with. So, and most of my family are 9 to 5 work and save up your money, and they don't. I mean, my mother's like, I don't even understand what you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
so it's okay. I
Yeah.
meet her where she's at, she
Yep.
meets me where I'm at, and there are just some things that we don't talk about because we're not on the in terms of having the same things in common on
Right.
that level, but yeah, if you have big dreams, hang on to them, and there's something special. Tell me, Renee, isn't there something special about keeping them just for you for a little while too?
Oh, absolutely. You when you want to come up with a plan, right? So when you figure out what is it that you want to do, and I have this clarity intensive, and I do these like single calls with women to really like dissect. A lot of people come to me that they're like, I want to do this, I want to do this, and we get very clear. What is it that
Love
you
it.
want to do? Let's create a plan, create a goal, and then I have programs to work with them to do that. But once they establish where they want to go, then it's okay. Yeah, you start talking about it publicly. Let
Yeah,
people know. Let the universe know this is who you are becoming. And it's not even who you're becoming, it's who you are, even though you're not there
yeah,
yet. Right. And so I became badass queen even before I felt like I was a true badass queen, and I love that for other women. That's why I created it. I want women to have that sense of, self-empowerment and feeling good about where they are in their journey.
and isn't it amazing when you see the confidence come back to them, their eyes just look different? Yeah.
Yes, yes, it feels so good to be part of somebody's journey, and then they click and they're like, like the posture different,
Yeah, they get
that comes,
taller. They get
and
like 2 inches
they're like,
taller.
yes, exactly,
Yes.
and it's so great to see and experience, and so, yeah, to be part of anybody's journey that, gets to that confidence positioning, is really
Well,
beautiful.
I love that you have so many offerings and, places that people can go to help get them there because it's individualized.
Yeah,
So you teach that confidence, speaking of confidence, is the
yeah,
byproduct of execution. So you don't need it at first, friends. You
right,
don't need it at first. And
yeah.
even you can do it scared, but do the thing. So talk to me about confidence being the byproduct of doing the thing or the execution.
Yeah, I love this question because I think confidence has been marketed all wrong. And you just said do it scared. I wrote a song recently and it's out on Apple and Spotify. I have a few, but the song title is I Can Be Scared. And
Love
it
it.
really is I can be scared and still know. And that's just the truth, right? People
Yeah.
think confidence comes first and it doesn't. Action comes first. So confidence is simply evidence collected over time.
Mhm.
Nobody feels ready. I didn't feel ready to build a business. I didn't feel ready to speak on stages. I didn't feel ready to launch a podcast, write a book, or create the wine brand. But I just kept collecting proof. One uncomfortable action, another uncomfortable action, then another. And then eventually your brain just stops asking, can I do this? Because you've already done it 100 times.
I love
So
that. Yeah.
courage isn't the absence of fear. It's deciding fear doesn't get to drive anymore. That's it.
Exactly, who's in charge?
Yep.
Who's in
That's,
charge? Yeah,
mhm.
and do it scared, and you're right, and what's so fascinating is I guarantee you when you do the thing, take the action, take the leap, you're gonna turn around and pivot and go, "Wow, that was fantastic," or, "That wasn't that bad,"
Yeah.
right? That was my
Yes.
experience. I ran from my emotions and feelings in life and trauma for 20 years in a bottle, even though I was successful professionally. My personal life was a hot mess.
Yeah.
But once I did turn and face all that trauma,
Yeah.
I was like, that wasn't that bad. What was I
Right.
doing all that time? So yeah, this is your call to action to do it. Renee's here to help you. So um you're seeing your brand on a billboard in Times Square. How was that experience after filing bankruptcy?
I
I mean,
mean,
it's
could
like,
you even,
that's me.
I literally like pinch me. It was such a moment. I was very honored. I was awarded top empowerment coach of the year and
Wow.
they had me on the NASDAQ billboard in Times Square. It was such an amazing moment and I got to share that with some of my family, and my oldest daughter came, and it was just unbelievable. But the thing is like we see these these moments on social media, right? And these amazing experiences. And I am extremely blessed to be able to experience a lot of these highs. But oftentimes we leave the boring part out.
Mhm.
Right. We leave. So it was the reflection. And I reflect a lot on all of this because I don't take this for granted by any means, but people don't see the rejection. I love talking about it because I want women to know that it's not easy. It's, a lot like you and I said, we want to throw in the towel many times during the course of being an entrepreneur, right? But
Mhm.
we go through a lot of self-doubt. People don't see the ugly crying. They don't see the launches that nobody bought, the months that, I wonder if I'm completely delusional. They see Times Square, but they don't see the thousands of mornings where nobody was clapping.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
success isn't
zero,
about you.
the zeros. You wake up and there's no action, there's no
Yeah.
activity, but you just keep doing it.
Yeah,
You
you
just
build
keep
it
doing it
during
because you believe in you.
exactly. You build it during those, boring, ordinary Tuesdays when no one shows up.
Yep.
I didn't become successful because I was the smartest person. I stayed in the game longer.
Yeah.
And, I'm still building. And like I said, the Badass Queen wine brand, that's launching in October. I'm really excited about that.
Girl, if I still drank, I'd be all over it, but you don't want me on some wine. My
For those that love
husband
it.
and I are 8 years clean together, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
For
I
those
always
that
You'll
for
be
those that
laughing
love it.
if we had a child, it'd come out with a bomb in one hand and a bottle in the other. So no, 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 no.
No, that's funny.
How exciting! What prompted that? I mean, seems so cool. Like you just one day was like, you know what? I'm gonna come up with some really tasty wine.
Well, you know what? The world does not need another wine brand. There are wonderful, wonderful wines out there. There was no wine that spoke to that woman, that spoke to
Mhm.
us, those
Yeah.
that have overcome, those that are unapologetic. So each varietal will have a story. And
Oh,
I want women to celebrate when they open up that bottle of Badass Queen wine. And if it's a Watch Me Rise Chardonnay, and they're like, yes, I got this promotion. Pop that bad boy, They,
I love it.
it's a feeling, it's a vibe. There's nothing out there that was talking to us women over 40 that have, celebrated the signing of the divorce papers, that,
Mhm.
perhaps overcame cancer and is a warrior there, or that got the promotion or signed their first deal, or,
Or
just
just
celebrated
survived the
or just
day, girl.
exactly
Like,
celebrated the day
yeah.
like they made it through without, ramming their car into someone. So
Yep.
that's why I created it. I want women to feel celebrated for the badass that they are every freaking day. So
I love the stories behind that, girl. It's going to take off, no doubt, because
thank
you're you.
you.
It's
Thank
going
you.
to take off, no doubt. Okay, so tell me if people want to work with you, okay, they're
Yeah.
feeling stuck, they're feeling a little lost, not sure what next chapter is, they've kind of hit a bottom. How do they get in touch with you, and what's the best first step for them to begin to work with you?
Well, they can reach me at, on social media, all the platforms, Renee Carbone Fleming. They can go to my website, badassqueen.co. There's a lot of free resources as well. There's a fun new Queen's quiz on there. They can find out what their archetype is, and it's a lot of fun. Uh,
Oh, I love archetype quizzes. I'm going to
yeah,
take it. Yeah,
it's a
let's go.
lot of fun. I had a blast creating that. And, again, they can be in my circle. I have the Queen Circle, and that's, a first level membership, and that's a monthly membership to have access to, other badass women and networking and having fun and sharing ideas.
Community.
It's a
Yes.
community. It's where just real women and, surviving, thriving, growing, failing forward, all of the things. But, it's really important to have that. And, I do have programs, trainings, courses, coaching that, I can help with. But I love starting off with a conversation because, I'm not a cookie cutter, one size fits all. I want to meet them where they're at and, figure out whether or not I'm the right person too. Cause that's the other thing, there's a ton of coaches. Let's be frank, right? You can go and you can
Yep.
Google, you can AI, there's a ton of coaches, right?
Yep.
But I really suggest that no matter what, everyone do their due diligence, do their research, and have that conversation, because when you hire a coach, you want to ensure that you're aligned with the style as well, right?
Yes.
I
It's
know
a
I'm not.
relationship.
It
Yeah.
really is. Like that we get so emotional. Like a lot of my coaching clients, there's a lot of, I don't mean to be Barbara Walters for those that, can remember who that is, but I don't, but some people like will have emotional sessions because we're
Yes.
women and that's life is emotional and that's okay. But
Yes.
you want to
It's
work with
part of the
somebody that
clearing too, to get to where
it
you're going. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. And, I'm very authentic. I share the good, the bad, the ugly, and I encourage them as well. We want to make sure that we build a very authentic brand with them. So
I love
I
that.
really always suggest, make sure you have conversations with people and it's not just buy a course or you're not going to get that shit from me.
And you're a good fit, right? A good fit
Incredible.
to
Yeah.
to work together,
Yeah.
that you're gonna get what you need out of it.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. You talk to people, and if it's not the right fit, it sounds like you have resources for them that they can
Yeah.
use, but yeah.
Yeah.
So guys, you don't have to write any of that down. We're gonna put all of Renee's socials, and links. They'll be clickable. So listen, if you're feeling stuck, if you want her attitude, because I dig it. And listen, even if you lost it all and you're, say, my age, 50, 56,
Oh,
it's still time for you to have the
yeah.
chapter that you actually never dreamed you could have.
Oh my
Seriously, friends, it's there for you.
1000,
Yeah.
1000%. And
And
that's
Renee's an example of it. Yeah.
the boldest chapter yet is actually my Cabernet.
And she's got some wine coming out, so you can celebrate when you get to where you need to go. So I love it. Well, Renee, we close out with 2 questions for
Yeah.
all of our guests. Okay, you ready?
Okay. Okay.
All right. The first question is, in your own life, what did you perform in order to survive? And what did dropping that role mask or performance do for your life?
The performance was pretending that I was okay when
Mm.
I was actually bawling my eyes out on the bathroom floor, not knowing what the hell was going to happen next.
Mhm.
And the way I got through that was to get clear on my success and what does my success look like too, because everyone's success is different. But what did
But
I
you got
want?
very specific.
Very
Very
specific,
specific.
very
Yeah.
and the reasons why it has to be more, and it certainly was more than just, this is what I want or the lifestyle that I want. I wanted it to mean something. And, when I really determined that at the core of everything that I enjoy doing is helping another woman feel seen,
Yeah.
helping them feel like they can do something. And like you said, I don't care if you're 50, I don't care if you're 70, I don't care if you're
Mhm.
20, I don't care if you didn't have a college degree, I don't care what your background is. None of that matters. If you have a PhD in life, passion, heart, desire, you can do
Mm.
whatever the frig you want.
I believe that. And I believe you mirror other women's power back to them. And I think for so many of us, we need strong women to tell us how much power we have.
Yeah.
Gorgeous, my
Oh,
friend. All right, last question. You ready?
yeah.
What do you wish we were talking more about? What conversations do we need to be having that we're not?
Oh, that's a good one. I think we've gotten better. I mean, our age group, I
Mm-hmm.
think we are, getting better at talking about the realities of menopause.
Mm-hmm. Sort of.
Sort of,
It
right?
snuck up on me, and I have a congenital blood disease, so I can't take anything to help with it. So I am winging this. My husband the other day, he goes, because we discuss each other's wants and needs, right? We do our best to fill them. And he was like, "Can you be a little more stable for the next few weeks?" I was like, "No, no,
Right.
I can't."
I don't think it certainly wasn't. I didn't learn a lot about menopause. I just kind of went through it. And again, the whole like, I'm fine. It just
We
whatever.
say I'm fine,
We say I'm fine. And
it's no big
now,
deal. Yeah.
and until now, I'm at the point where I finally got my my estrogen level checked, and I went, holy shit! First of all, I'm proud of myself for not ending up in prison. So I'm grateful that I made it through. But
Mhm.
those conversations need to happen more and more and more, and so women know what to really expect, or the
Thank you.
options that are available that we didn't know was available or wasn't available for our generation. They need to learn this at an early age,
Yes.
completely early. So I think the more conversations we have about that, the more the younger women are going to be able to be much more in control of their body and their future self.
And their minds and
Yeah.
prepared. Yeah, because it is actually the biggest neurobiological,
Yeah.
physiological change
Yeah.
we go through in life, even over puberty. So, yeah, I agree, sister. I
Yeah.
agree. Thank you.
And
Beautiful
it can
answer.
last for freaking decades. People don't understand that. You think a couple of
My male
years.
doctor. I have a new doctor now, by the way, because when I told him, I said, because I struggle with a history of mental illness, and I was like, my mind is starting to go a little bit. He hands me some Valium and told me to wing it. That's what he said. He said, here's a prescription, wing it. I was like, all right, I'm not gonna be seeing you again.
Oh my gosh. That's the thing
Yeah.
is, it's doing that due diligence. The more we talk about it, the more we're going to be able to find the resources that we need to.
And advocate for ourselves and
Absolutely.
what we
Yep.
need as individuals, because menopause is a very individual experience and it looks different on all of us. Yeah.
Exactly. And so many times we hear that, oh no, you're fine. You're fine. That's okay. That's normal. You're just aging.
Yeah. Well,
No,
that's what I love about your watch me method is it's going to prepare people really well for that too, because it
yeah,
gets you out of that explanation. So, well,
absolutely.
Renee, awesome having you here. We're going to make sure everybody has the links. Reach out to Renee if you're feeling stuck. She's going to help you get unstuck and feeling like a badass queen in no time at all. Has an amazing community and some free resources. And remember, friends, always ask yourself this question too: what are you performing in order to survive? And how might your life improve if you drop the role, mask, or performance? I'm your host, Lisa Lacy. And when you find that answer, welcome to the edge. Thanks, Renee.
Thank you. Thank you very